Hello, my souls, and welcome back to Amnesia, a Machine for Pigs, part of our Spooktober special series. And Andy's already scared. Well, his music is freaky. Hello, Freeman. Welcome. Now, I'm gonna get comfortable here. Give me just a second. Because part of that getting comfortable involves reclining my recliner. Because yay. Ew. I did eat super fast, by the way, so just give you guys a bit of... I'm gonna raise that up right there. Give you guys a bit of information. If I start coughing or sound like I'm gagging, I think I ate too fast. And my headset audio isn't all the way up, so I'm not hearing it blasting in my ears, so you might not hear me yelling my dialogue as much. I got lucky. This one was given to me shortly after my my desk chair essentially died on me in a most spectacular way. I sat down one day and the stem anchoring screws. So, you know, chair. You've got the chair right here, little stem, and then the feet. The anchoring screws into the actual chair segment from the stem broke, so when I sat down, the chair decided to do this. So it morphed backwards. And I wound up on my fuzzy butt, or actually more accurately, more on my fuzzy head. But one of my neighbors heard about what happened and asked when I was going to give you a chair, and I told him I was using a table chair, like a dining room table chair at the time. And they said, well, I've got a recliner that you can have. It's got a little messed up point right back here. But really, that's about it. Oh, it was funny as hell, but it hurt. Okay, so I will probably be turning down the main audio a little bit. Okay, I'm going to turn down the main audio a little bit. Maybe down to, like, 5. No, eating really fast is really bad for your stomach, and it can make you sick, hence why if I sound like I'm gagging. I will try to probably mute the mic audio if I start doing that. But it essentially means my body is not... It's trying to make me throw up. But yeah, long story short, my neighbor essentially gave me a recliner. Now, we just came in here. Oh yeah, and a friend of mine who's been watching these streams, after the fact, told me that there's a way to tell when the enemies, and yes, there apparently are enemies in this, there's a way to tell when the enemies are coming, and that is that the enemies in this game give off an electromagnetic pulse, so it causes anything electronic to flicker. This lamp is electric. So, essentially, when it flickers, that's a sign that there are enemies nearby. Okay, creepy. We sat here. I remember we sat on our in our black, and we mourned. And we prayed, and we bowed our heads. How I hated God then, how I spurned him. If this is our Lord, this pig who robs me of my wife, then I refuse his embrace. I will carve a new god for us all. Such madness, such a fool I was, such blasphemous ravings had remained within me, I would be doomed. But even here, I feel the machine throb beneath the flags, and know that my path leads me. Something brushed your hand and you literally jumped out of your bed. Yeah, I would too if something brushed my hand. I didn't know what it was.
Your faith shackles your vision, Professor. It is an iron coffin that keeps you from grasping the future. We require a new deity, one of steam and the wheel, of magnetism and progress. The old god is nothing more than a lamed hog, spitting back offal at mankind.
Ew. Two things. One, blasphemy, thou art recorded. That was a scream. But yeah, I essentially had a friend tell me, why of all things can I pick that up? But nothing else on here. I want some communion wine! Give me wine, give me wine, give me wine. Give me! It was your headphone? I'm guessing the wire is what got your hand. They flock to us now, where once I had to walk amongst them, to bring salvation into their lives. Now, drawn by warmth in winter, by the food that Mandus distributes. Ah, my church is full and my charges are saved. He walks among them, and they almost worship him. He will not allow them to work in his factories, claiming that his workforce are specially trained for their new the new machinery he uses, and that it would be irresponsible, nay, unethical to risk such precious lives as he sees here. A changed man since Mexico. It is to be praised that, in the face of such appalling tragedy, and from the confines of his sickbed, as he's often chained to, he conducts one of the greatest and most benevolent charities in all of London. I know it says not content, but to me it looks like the text says nut content. So, nut content, or nut content, with the rise to become a dominant food produce business in the land. He distributes his goodwill, his fares, to the poor, and they can congregate about his kingdom in gratitude. This must be the holiest of torch sconces. I shall bring it with me, to ensure the holiest of things is put where it's supposed to be. Why does this feel wrong? probably should turn off the sound on my phone. Give me just a second. There we go. Now I'm gonna look around here like this. See if there's anything that's missable. That's the same freaky teddy bear. By the way, if you guys aren't watching this with a headset with me, you're missing out a lot. Hello, Dennis. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I am going to close these doors just because I can. I'm going to read the new thing that just popped up. Infernal machine. The engine fires, the flames are stoked. I hear steam in the walls, vibrations upon the very air, and my heart falters at the prospect of throwing the lever and exposing the workings of this dark contraption. But my children beckon me on, and I cannot fail them. Spooktober event. Yeah, we've been doing live streams for all of October on horror games. Currently, Zondo, we are on I believe this is Machine for Pigs. Amnesia. It appears I have no choice, and by the way, Zondo, the reference to pigs is actually people. It appears I have no choice, thus I descend, and may God have mercy upon my soul. If this is my bedlam, then I am to be cast as Matthews. Then I will wear the mantle for the sake of my boys and face whatever horrors lie beneath the altar. Oh, Jesus fuck. By the way, it's Piggy Jesus. About to say, oh no, I think I just broke something. Wait, can you guys see the rendering errors that I'm seeing? I'm sorry, that was just amusing to me. There are rendering errors. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to see if I missed something back here really quick. So memory served, yeah, there was a door back here. Aha! I almost missed something. Twin candles bent to the walls, or bent to the will of the central saint, casting their light to the corners of the chapel. Father Jeremiah, I thought, could be trusted, but with the secret, but he is like all of the others. So the old priest has gone to the holding pens with his flock. He says he will enter into our world with them. A shepherd indeed. And I will say that this game is a lot more linear than the original Dark Descent. But it's no less terrifying. Actually, realistically, I think Dog Bomb would be more fascinated by just watching people get fucking scared as hell. The guy loves to people watch. There is supposedly no danger in this game until electric lamps start to flicker.
Listen, Papa. Hold the egg to your ear. You can hear the sea.
With, what exhumanation is this? What rotten fruit? What bestitching of parts? I doubt I will ever be found, yet I leave you this, scrawled in the malodorous half-light, whilst my tormentor shuffles below, my fellow prisoners keen and squeal in the gloom. And where I wait for them, for the knocking upon my cage, that signifies it is, finally, my turn to make the dark journey into the interior. Wait, these are supposed to be holding cages for pigs, so was that a pig riding it? Or did we have a person locked away in one of these? Silence, do not startle or upset the acquisitions. There's a person down there, or in there. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I have to up this a little bit. Because even with... Why did it have to do that when I'm trying to talk? Oh, that was a pig. But was it a pig man? Or a man pig? The world shall never know. Or maybe it will. A min pag? And yes, I'm trying to be thorough and see if there were any things like, what's it called? Pages that I missed. Oh. Mm. And so to the to the stoking. The fog will not lift the ship; it is becalmed. Everyone lies in the half light, waiting to drown in the dry air. He is a paperweight that ballasts them, or he is the paperweight that ballasts them. Okay, so I don't know why that one enemy was absolutely more terrifying than anything in any of the Amnesia games so far, and I don't know why. And yes, I have verified now from the information that a friend of mine sent me. The light flickers if they're anywhere near you, and essentially, if what they said is true, then shining the light on the enemy enrages them, and they essentially chase you out of the area entirely. Like, you have to backtrack all the way to the fucking door that you came into the area from. I'm in the factory now. And yeah, no, our chat gets pretty active even if there's very few people in it. God, it's empty. Good. I don't want to have to deal with that again. So there is some comfort in the knowledge that when my light isn't freaking out, I'm safe. But at the same time, now it's...
Water in his shoes. Always the water, and the sparks and the embers of the wheels. It's too bony! It's too damn bony!
There is some... There's some comfort in the knowledge that, I'm safe when the light is not flickering. But at the same time, I was thinking there weren't actually any enemies in this, it was just psychological horror. And now I know that's not the case. And it's very much both an active and a psychological horror. So, psychological horror I'm good with. Active horror fucks with my head way more than just the psychological aspect. And the difference between psychological is psychological, there's no enemy, it just fucks with you, kind of like the Don't Knock Twice. That was just active, or that was just psychological horror. Amnesia is active horror, apparently, wherein you have an enemy that's chasing you, but you can't do anything about it because you can't fight back. Okay. Mandish Company Meat Processing Factory. Anno 1828. Okay. Bad quality, realistically. Or it could have been that you, went near something that was putting out an electromagnetic, signal. Electromagnetic signals can actually cause your phone to freak out. Because not all phones have EM shielding. In fact, most phones don't have EM shielding. Mine doesn't even have it. And mine's close to like a fucking $400 phone. I know some of the Apple phones have it, but realistically, we don't need EM shielding on our phones. Spooky Book of Facts says only if the light flickers in pairs of 2. I'm just gonna go with any time the light flickers and act like I'm gonna act on it as if I'm in danger. That is a machine, or actually, that's a giant cog. Wait, what? Oh, electromagnetic shielding. It's something that protects your phone if electromagnetic fields pop up. Hi! Zondo, electromagnetic fields are something put off by either electromagnets specifically or by large bursts of energy, such as like nuclear explosions, electronic explosions in general, so anything that causes electricity to make something go boom. And electromagnetic fields can actually fry your electronics. EM shielding is a form of special shielding that you put into electronics that makes them resistant to electromagnetism or electromagnetic fields. In the iPhones, I believe they have a small layer of coating along the inside of the frame itself for the phone that protects the phone's inner workings from EMPs, or electromagnetic pulse, or magnetic fields. Electromagnetic pulses or fields can actually disrupt pretty much anything. If it's a strong enough one, it can actually even interfere with the workings of your heart, which sucks. That means a strong enough EMP can literally stop your heart. Each compartment is ergonomically designed with a feeding trough at one end, so the product naturally settles into a position ready for the stunning arms to connect to the skull. We use the natural static charge built up by the friction of the carts against the belt to build an electrical charge, which is contained within glass vacuum canisters at the side of the stunning arms mechanism, and delivered along the stunning arms via copper cabling. We have observed that the artificial lightning contained within these canisters seems to calm the product further. Yeah, it calms it because it fucking fries its brain. Ah. You want EM shielding because you want to be ready for the apocalypse. The funny thing is, in the apocalypse, we don't necessarily need electronics. At least not things like phones. Because unless the cell towers themselves are electronically or EM shielded, then your phone won't have any real purpose after the bombs go off. Or whatever apocalyptic scenario you want to think of. I mean, the zombie apocalypse, there wouldn't be people to keep up the cell towers for very long, so they would crumble. Anyways, back to the game. Post-stunning, the line tilts sharply to the vertical, the physics of which tip the stunned product upwards to fall directly into the hook of the bleeding line. This hook passes normally through the haunch or thigh of the product, and from this point we dispense with the belt and instead instigate a channeled floor, which creates a funnel allowing blood and byproduct excretions to collect and run into the fluid collection tanks. Zondo, yes and no. It all depends on whether or not the things are actually undead, or if it goes by the secondary theory for the zombie apocalypse, or how it can happen, and they're just...
I am compromised. Our contacts must be brief and occasional. Beware the wretches who populate this compound. The way you seek is under the pistons. When you meet the saboteur, you will understand everything.
Okay. So the secondary belief for the zombie apocalypse, or how it would happen, is that the affected people aren't actually undead, they're just deranged. So in a sense, they've gone insane. If that's the case, then it would last a hell of a lot longer. No, more deranged. People lost in the belief that they must consume, that they're already dead, and it's a long story. I used to come up with scenarios for things like this when I was younger, and I actually stumbled across a scientific document that states that a zombie apocalypse can actually happen, but it wouldn't be so much in the sense of undead. It would be more that it's people who have lost their minds. There's actually a sickness that makes you believe... there's a mental illness that makes you believe that you're undead. Like that you're already dead and there's no possible reason for you to believe otherwise. Well, yes, but people who suffer this particular disease don't believe they're alive. They believe they're already dead. And they believe very fervently that they're either a zombie, a ghoul, ghost, or some even end up believing that they are vampires. Well, that's the problem. If they believe wholeheartedly that they are already dead, you telling them that they're alive, they'll just deny that fact. That's... Why am I worrying about the sounds? Why am I worrying about the sounds? I know that I'm not in danger unless the light flickers. A series of collection vents have been installed along the ceiling at this stage of the line. In the process of stunning and bleeding, the product often expels stinking vapors from its digestive system, which can be collected, condensed, and used in a methane boiler to drive the engine as a whole. In this way, the more product is processed, the more power becomes available to the machine. The productivity is actually increased. A simple strike of genius, but one that encapsulates the benefits of self-regulatory automation. Zondo. Some of the people that suffer from this disease don't think they're zombies, and if they do, they will refuse to speak. More accurately, most of them think they're things like Lich, which are intelligent undead, or some kind of vampire, which, again, intelligent undead. So where all of this talk of undead came from? I'm trying to remember. One, two. Oh, 642. 1, 3, and 5. 3. I'm safe until the freaking thing flickers. Why do I keep doing that? I'm aware that I am safe until the thing flickers. 6. Very much expecting it to flicker any time now. Danger. No entry to the pistons. To under the pistons where the machinery and when the machinery is at rest. No entry to the under pistons when machinery is at rest. Yeah, that's a different one. That's a different disease, though. That's more physical disease, less of a psychological one. There's actually a physical disease. God damn it, Piggy. There's a legit physical disease that makes you, desire the consumption of blood. Usually it's chalked up to a massive iron deficiency. Stop. Are the furnaces fueled? Yes. I don't like this. There's a disease called not disease, and we all have it. Yeah, we kind of do all have not disease. flickering. Oh my god, why does my leg choose now to itch? Is this the first or the second Rekka Wolf? We're actually doing Machine for Pigs right now. So technically it's the third if you count Justine as being one of the actual games. Oh, wow. Okay, that's clever. That's a hiding spot. Second if you go by the standard. They did make Justine kind of a official thing. Although Justine is more of a 1.5 in my opinion. So yeah, number 2. Yeah, like I said, Justine. Justine is kind of one of those... It ties in very well. It was a fan-made thing, but they made an official part of the game. Okay, so I can't jump up on that. I don't think I would want to jump up on that, given the fact it's part of the machine. Really don't like this. I can hear it. I knew I could hear it. Alright, night Zondo. Schizophrenia to the point of split personalities. I thought schizophrenia was the inability to... separate truth from fiction. Although it was originally the name for split personality disorder. Okay, so this would literally be back to Please don't see me. Where is it at? Oh, where's it at? That piggy thing. Where in the shit am I supposed to be going? Down here? Oh god. Ooh. Oh, okay. Why is it making pig sounds? Because it's kind of a pig, half man thing. What did the dark voice instruct me to do? Under the pistons, into the tunnels, and onto the bilge pumps. And if the doors should be locked, I have to find another means of descent. I cannot trust him. My path is set. I shall ignore those noises, that snuffling, those shuffling steps below me. I will brave whatever lurks beneath, and I will save them. If you're getting too freaked out, Andy, then going for a walk is actually very much a good idea. Why I want to go back here, I don't know. I guess it's because I saw that, which looks like the way out. So since that looks like the way out, I'm going to come over here and explore ever so slightly. And hope and pray my fucking light doesn't suddenly flicker. Okay. So that way's locked. Hey, another bit. The crates arrived this morning, I had it delivered directly to the workshop. The body is remarkably preserved, although there is a subtle yet nauseating stench of damp and rot. It is humanoid in shape, but has suffered severe skeletal deformity. Remnants of the leather straps encase the torso, which is deformed, with evidence of substantial muscle mass and displacement. It's difficult to ascertain whether this unfortunate is the recipient of some barbarous surgery, or was born deformed, and an attempt to force his gnarled body into some semblance of humanity was made. What he is, I cannot tell, but I smell the orb upon him. Ah. And then you turn around and see something terrifying. Yeah, that's usually what this game sums up to. And suspect my great uncle's presence is in his curious condition. Or my uncle's presence in his curious condition. So, it can be done. We can reshape the body into a tool, accelerate the process of Mr. Darwin's evolution. But here, my great uncle and I part company. He chose men as the subjects of his experiments, but men are difficult to control and rotten with sentimentality. No, we require a new creature for our chattels. Loyal, clever, strong, easily sated. Pigs. Panmig. Compound X storage. Danger. No naked flames. But, wait. But... I was supposed to come down this way. Wasn't I? Ow. I could have sworn I was supposed to come down this way. Chemical transportation. Danger. High corrosive, highly flammable. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hi, Rainbow, and God, that kind of sucks. In the nest of eggs, it is cradled in his sweating hands. It sucks the fever loose from his body. He dreams of birds far above in the jungle canopy. A jaguar, coughing at the dawn. Huh? But yeah, Rainbow, that kind of sucks that your meds are kicking your ass. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. God, if that kind of crossover happened, Rekka, God, I would be absolutely fucked in the brain at that point. Yeah, no, saying the phrase, what could possibly go wrong in a horror game? That idea. That could go wrong!
Quickly, Mandus, find the entrance nearby. The children weep in the darkness, and the floodwaters continue to rise.
In order to facilitate assimilation of tissue groups, a compound is required, or the cells will not bond. Dispose of non-bonded subjects must be immediate and using in incineration, or we risk continuous animation without form. This is unpleasant. A simple compound of 1 part Brennenberg infused vitae to 1 part organ monad disperal fluid is sufficient. I pretty much botched those words. This can be administered intravenously to the subject following reassembly to maintain bonding. The compound is unstable and highly light reactive once in the body, and the Schumann lamp can be used to activate the compound. But outside the body is highly corrosive. It can even destroy small quantities of metal. Okay, so that would explain why the pigs don't like light, is because what reanimates them is light reactive. How is that a thing? Why am I playing with the chair? I'm assuming that's the compound. Okay. What am I looking for? Is it button? The button's not pressable. Low temperature storage. Holding pens. I don't want to go into the holding pen. Wait, low temperature storage. Oh no. No way. is that where the lightning pig he mentioned is? Oh god, tell me that's not where the lightning pig he mentioned is. Where do I have to go? It's some form of bizarre mixing device for chemical compounds. It positively reeks of foul fluids I have seen too often before. It's clearly compound, some volatile bastard of two composite ingredients. I should wager I would find them close by. I have to go in. I'm gonna go in the holding pens first. I'm gonna go in the holding pens first. Silence. Do not startle or upset the acquisitions. That's a quote I don't want to fucking... You could so easily miss that. Now the problem is, it's not breakable. Okay, good. That is some sturdy glass. Let it go. Oh. Sounds to not startle the acquisitions. It's locked. So easily fucking lose this item. That's a nasty idea, having to lose accidentally losing a main item for a mission in any game. Took delivery is another batch. Took delivery of another batch of imbeciles today. They're the surliest specimens of humanity I have ever seen. No one asks where they go to. The authorities of Bedlam are simply happy to reduce the overcrowding in their teeming, stinking jails. Or stinking halls. What is a good name? What in God's name is that? That was a pigman. That's one of the reasons why they're called pigmen. We measure their skulls, check their teeth, and give them laudanum to pacify them. They wait in line, livestock, dull brown eyes, and filthy skin. Many soil themselves as they wait. Into the manipulator they file in silence. I hear the hissing of gas. I hear the dull groaning as teeth are removed and bones are reset. I hear the pigs screaming. We have removed all the mirrors. After the process, it is their reflections that trouble them the most. Afterwards, when they sleep, I walk amongst them, my children. I whisper to their dreams. You are my children now. I have children once again, and your forms, imperfect, will be the engines to make my own blood flow again. There it is. I was right. This dude probably killed his family and tried to Frankenstein them.
Over there. Place it in the corner. What? You think I speak Prussian? Do I look like an inbred hawk, sir? Who gives a damn what it contains? Just set it down carefully and leave me be.
Stop rolling away. Oh, God. No. Piggy, go home. I don't want a pig. Oh God, don't tell me. No! Ooh. Wait! Oh no! Oh God! Good night, Dennis! What the? Oh my God! Oh, I've never been so happy to have my hands on a piece of glass.
The lift has been sabotaged. You will have to find another way to the tunnels. Take care in this place, Mandus. It is the crucible of the evil that stalks these corridors.
I don't like that noise. Oh, you better not tell me that. I don't need this item, do I? I'm gonna be upset if I don't need this item. I can't get through there. God damn, it's only been 17 minutes. Motherfucker. We're progressing fast. I need a second. Oh, God. Pigs I can handle, little kids I can't fucking handle. Oh! Fucking pig mask. Why? More experiments with Compound X took the dog and injected it with strychnine. After the expected convulsions and spasmings, it died after midnight. I immersed the body in a large tank of Compound X and introduced an alternating current via induction coil for a period of 3.5 minutes. Partial return was induced, however, damage incurred prior to death was retained upon revival, meaning the dog continued in an acute state of strychnine poisoning until I put a bullet in its skull. But drowning? Perhaps yes. It is, after all, known to be the kindest of suicides. If one were to drown, replace the fluid in the lungs with Compound X should theoretically be perfectly possible as a revival method. Yeah, this guy was insane. My precious. I believe these are canisters of Compound X. So just I could only put one canister in total. Okay. There's my beaker. Didn't this guy read Frankenstein? Didn't Mary Shelley teach him anything about resurrection from death? No. You're not rolling off the edge. You've come too far with you. If your tiny glass shell is not needed, then I'll bash a pig's skull in with it. Oh, you fucking with me? I'm going to see I'm gonna place that there. BIV. There's one. Stay there. I have a feeling I'm gonna need you later. Later.
It fell onto his hands and they eroded in front of me. To stumps. To stumps. Next time we will use an equal mix of infusion vitae and orgone disperser. No, no, just take him out. You can dump him in the river for all I care.
Okay, that's a bit of a nitpick for me. Low temperature storage. Inflamed it is, burning it does, bleeding from each hole, fore and aft, leaking down my legs, blood and excrement. My lungs are in my vomit. I pass clots of my organs now unto the filthy stone. Drink this, he says, and I drink it. I did do that. Because of the charges, they ripple inner me. My teeth seize out and scatter like mice in the dark. I cannot find them all. Gathering what I can, push them back into my gray gums, while my fingers, but the nails are all weepy and falling out. Drink it, he says. It'll help the running of the fever. Because not us all can take the change. On the other table, a beast under a blanket. I never wanted to see under that. But he drank it too. He passed it under the blanket, and I heard it drink. Dear God Almighty, how can a man shit so much blood and still live? Ugh. How can a man shit so much blood and still live? This is not a quote that I ever want to hear. I did not ever want to hear this quote. Why did I have to hear this quote? It's not something I ever wanted to hear. A beaker of protection. I'll be right back, everybody. I've got to pee. I don't want a jump scare to make me piss myself, so be right back. So, I'm back. I am reclined. I am relaxed. Let's change the relaxed part. Because Dutch porn? What? Flickery fucking jump scares. Ah, I'm gonna die. I somehow knew that was gonna kill me the second I saw it in my light. Now the most important thing. My beakers. Wait, didn't I... But... But... I wasn't... Did I really not want you? Heady brew. I have the compound. It hisses and steams in a container like some living thing, a witch's jelly to burn and corrode. The container is made from glass, a strange choice unless there is some particular reason why the metal that pervades everywhere else cannot be brought into contact with the so-called Compound X. I should investigate further. Come on, please. Oh. There's clearly another passage beyond the locked gate. It seems I have a choice of approach. The padlock is old but firm, and after that fall, I cannot summon the strength to break it open. Perhaps I can find another way. Are you what I used to break it open? you meant to be here with your brother. You look so happy there with your sibling. Why do you exist? But why? Why are you there? I have missed something. Do I break you open with a chair? No. I did not break you open with a chair? Why does it feel I am missing something? Do I have to go back in here? No. But wait, it's light reactive. So it's light reactive. Maybe I just shine a light directly on it from darkness? Oh, wait. Brighter light than what I had. Beaker, my friend, you protected me well. It was only when I didn't have it. It was only when I didn't have you that I died. So you know what? You stay here with your sibling. You've earned it. I will go alone.
Down here, Daddy. Faster, faster.
Eh. Goodbye, Beaker, my friend. The leaking world, or this leaking world. The bottle of gin was empty. Sleeping seemed impossible. Above the skyline of London, he could see only the temple rising into the smoke. And of course, down the rabbit hole we go. Beaker's not coming with us. He earned what he got. He gets to stay with his siblings. Hopefully Beaker's happy. By the way, I kind of want to keep doing streams like this, just... Oh, trust me, Rainbow, it gets worse. This is still a relative early game. We're only about 4 hours in. I think these games are like 8 or 9, maybe 10 hours. So we're less than halfway. Or I think we're actually just about halfway. I think I know where we are! Those are bones. What the fuck? Naturally, once bled, the products must be sealed. dehaired, and scraped ready for gambroiling and evisceration. Ew. For this, we pass them through the steam reservoir, which is kept at a constant temperature by passing excess high-pressure venting from engines via the boiler and a series of large copper pipes into a stone chamber just below the workhouse. At the center of the machine, there is a component that must be kept at a consistently low temperature, which controls operations of the processing of product through the system. Alongside this, refrigeration is of the utmost importance in retaining product quality. And this also requires heat to be removed from certain areas of the machine. Two problems are therefore combined into a single solution: the removal of heat from some areas and the requirement for increased heat in others. Conducting panels draw heat. Conducting panels draw heat using the principles of convection regulation by the boiler and sending freezing air along one set of pipes in one direction and superheated vapors in another. Yeah, we all float down here. Shelby stands holding a single red balloon. Oh my god. Wait. I know that's a reference to something, but why the fuck is that so creepy?
Isn't it dangerous allowing this filthy discharge to collect so close to the core?
We can use the flow to drive the turbines. There will always be a torrent of excreta flooding through these tunnels. We can use this to supplement the steam production and ensure constancy.
God, the stench! This fecal matter is the true product of the age.
That is a giant pool of liquid shit. There's something stomping around in the pool of liquid shit. Just why? Just okay, those aren't so liquid. Ugh. Well, Piggy, are you having fun down there stomping around in the shit? I don't want to go that way yet. I want to explore in here. It's just a noise. Oh, don't worry. That's not human. I don't think that's human shit. Oh, there's a mechanism over there. Several of the older forms have breached their containment area and escaped into the sewers. They remind me of my limitations. This is no Kelm? And I am no... I can't pronounce the name. At least not quite yet. It is the it is the heat generated from keeping the doorway between open that is to blame. We cannot simply pack them about with coolant, as we do at the center, where the doorway is. The later versions are kept safe by freezing temperatures of those towers. Up here, where the air is hot and fetid, they become overheated, and their duality tears them asunder. As the other place lies from their cells, or flies from their cells, and into their vitae splinters. They live sporadically, turn from one world to the other and back again in violent, unpredictable bursts. For a few seconds, they are creatures of this world. Then they are torn away and cease to have physical form. This vicious ripping back and forth between worlds has driven them quite insane. I have ordered the affected areas sealed, and will not allow my loyal workers to enter. These are damned places now, the abode of failed experiments and ghosts of fear and spite. Oh, that's creepy. Sluice Gate 1 and 2.
Faster, Mandus. Drain the waters. Open the way to the bilge pumps. We are waiting for you.
That should probably be the bilge pump. Oh, hold on. Wait. Am I locked out of that other area now? Hey, look, it's a school of turds! It's a school of turdfish, everybody! Oh, no! The water level got lower. Brown trout! Okay. So, I'm going to come this way. I believe that is open now. Rick, is that one of your creations? Because if so, bravo, it's fucking terrifying. Oh.
But we can save them. We can set them free. We can replace a rotten old world with a clean new one. Mr. Magnus, you sound every bit the fanatic. Well, how can I be otherwise, Professor? How can any man of ethics simply stand by and watch this world drown in its own excrement? And your engineer, this vision you embarked upon this course, does he show? Indeed he does. Indeed he does. The poor fellow has seen it all before. Now, this is not the first great civilization he has wept for. And so you set about things immediately upon your return. Naturally, these things cannot be left to rot upon the tree, and sponsors were remarkably easy to find. I tell you, Professor, a trail of greed brings rich men to your door like pigs to truffles.
Okay, folks. This is where we're going to leave this particular episode off. If you enjoy the gameplay or the commentary, give us a like. If you want to keep up with this or any of our other content, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Become part of our notification squad so you can see when we upload and when we go live. But for now, this is Kitthesoulless signing off. So until next time, everybody, or rather until tomorrow night, bye-bye! By the way, just for the record, I'm going to be on the Chatterbox here in just a minute for a after stream, which you guys might want to chime in on or at least listen to. Because I have an idea for something that we can continue doing on the channel. Though I have to figure out a way to do it that isn't so tiring as what we're doing now. Anyways, until next time, everybody. Bye-bye!